Do you ever look around and think, wow, the world is a crazy place, and it just seems to get crazier and crazier? Ease your mind and take a break. This is Fuel for the Soul with John Giftah. We're a hub for inspirational Christian sermons, practical keys for Christian living, and Christian discussions and interviews. You'll be inspired to live the life that you were created for. Your host is a top-ranking podcaster, best-selling author, world record holder, aerospace engineer, life coach, evangelist, and founder of John Giftah International. Welcome to Fuel for the Soul with John Giftah.
Hey, are you in a place in your life where you're so worried about your future, what's in store? Maybe you're dealing with something really big. John, this obstacle is so big. This mountain is so huge. I don't know how I'm ever going to make it. Maybe you're having sleepless nights. Maybe you don't have any idea how you're even going to pay your bills this month. Maybe you're in a place where you're saying, John, I'm so desperate. I really need God to make a move. I don't know where God is. I don't know what is happening with my life. Well, if that describes you, I want you to stay tuned because I believe that this is going to be a powerful word that will encourage you. This is going to be a powerful word that will help you in your time of need right now in your life as well. I want to tell you something very important, guys. You know, one of the scriptures that really came into my spirit with regard to this is found in Isaiah 42 verse 2. And I'm reading to you from the NIV version, and this is what it says, where God is speaking, and this is what God is saying: I will go before you and will level the mountains. Listen to this carefully. I will go before you and level the mountains. If you look at this, is different translations like the NLT, it says, this is what the Lord says. I will go before you and level the mountains. It's very, very clear that it's not just some random verse, but it is the Lord who's giving this word. The Lord is saying to you, I will go before you and level the mountains. Now, different translations are talking on the same lines, that God is going before you and leveling the mountains. The minute I saw this, I was reminded of one of the important things that I really love and I enjoy is to know more about Mount Everest, people climbing Mount Everest. I've done a lot of studies on Mount Everest. It's my desire maybe someday to go to the Everest or something like that, maybe at least to the base camp or something. So I've studied a lot of things. I've watched a lot of documentaries. And this is what I want you to understand. When you think about going to Mount Everest, you don't just randomly go to the top. Okay, if you have to understand something here, there are some local group of people called the Sherpas, the indigenous group of people in that land, in the Himalayan region, who are called the Sherpas. These Sherpas are experts, inbuilt in them mountaineering skills and the ability and their body in itself can do really well in this high altitude. They're used to it. That's what they're born to do. You know what I mean? They are the indigenous people of that area, the Sherpas. You have to understand that all these mountaineers, they are always led by these Sherpas. Now, for example, when you say Hillary and Tenzing, when they climbed to the top of Mount Everest in 1953, you know, Hillary was a mountaineer, but Tenzing was a Sherpa, okay? These Sherpas are the people who have all the idea about climbing, who have all the idea about fixing ropes. And like, for example, if at that high altitude, if you can only go for a few minutes and you need to catch your breath, these Sherpas are so good at this that they can go for 10 to 15 minutes and they don't have to catch their breath. You know what I mean? That's what I want you to understand. They are accustomed to that environment. So what I want you to understand is, even when these Sherpas are available in the mountains, they go before the mountaineers. They go ahead of the mountaineers. For example, when you're traveling to the top of Mount Everest, they go to the base camp, then they go to Camp 1, Camp 2, Camp 3, Camp 4, then they go to Hillary Step and then South Summit, and eventually they go to the summit. What I want you to understand, if the mountaineers are in Camp 1, the Sherpas are already ahead in Camp 2 and Camp 3, making sure that everything was fine, making sure that the ropes were fixed, the ropes were all in the proper way, or making sure there is no unforeseen danger that they can foresee and say, there's some danger ahead. So what I want you to understand is these Sherpas go before the mountaineers to make sure that everything is fine. And isn't that a parallel to what the Bible is saying? The Bible is saying that God goes before you and level the mountains. What I want you to understand is the same way the Sherpas go before the mountaineers to ensure that the mountain is fine, the pathway is proper, all the ropes are intact, to make sure there's no danger. I want you to know that God is going before you. He is going before you to level the mountains in front of you. He is going before you to make your crooked path straight. He is going before you to make sure the right people are in and the wrong people are out. He is going before you to bring the right provision your way. He is going before you to make sure that there's no hidden agenda to keep you from fulfilling what God has for you today. So I want you to be rest assured. You're not just going and climbing your life on your own. You're not climbing your mountain of life on your own. God is going before you. God is your Sherpa. God is the one saying, listen, you are worried about it. You're worried about what's in store for you in Camp 2. I'm already there in Camp 2. I'm already there setting the ropes in order. I'm already there to ensure that there's nothing that can take your life. That's the way I want you to look at your life. You're not just making through life on your own. God is already there. You're wondering about your tomorrow, He's already there. You're wondering about your life 1 year from now, He's already there. You're wondering what you're going to do after 5 years, He's already there. We're wondering how you're going to make it to the end of your life, He's already there. What I want you to know is, no matter what your life is going in the direction that it's going, God is already there and He's taken care of every crooked path. Now you may be in your life today, you're saying, John, what about the challenges I'm facing today? Can I tell you something? You're facing the challenge just today. But even before the foundations of the world, God was already there for today, making sure that He would meet your needs according to His riches and glory. Even before you landed on planet Earth, He already set the plan to make sure at the right time, the right doors will open. The right people will step in. The right connections will come. The right provisions will reign over you. The right things will come in so that you will step in to the fullness of your destiny. So what may be a surprise to you? What may be like something that you didn't expect? You're like, oh my gosh, this is a challenge I didn't see coming. Well, your Sherpa God has already been there. He's already seen it. He already took into account all of that, and He has set your life in order. He has set the path for your life, and He is saying, don't worry, I'm gone before you, and I'm making sure that all the mountains are leveled as well.
You've been listening to Fuel for the Soul with John Giftah. We hope you were blessed and inspired to live the life that God has for you. Make sure to subscribe to the John Giftah YouTube channel for regular uploads of sermons, skits, interviews, and more. Follow John Giftah on Instagram for regular inspirational posts. And don't forget to check out the best-selling books written by John Giftah, Who Am I?, which will help you understand your identity, and the latest #1 bestseller, Unveil Your Purpose, helping you discover your purpose and to start walking in it. Make sure to leave a rating and review, and be sure to share it with your friends and loved ones. If you'd like to donate, you can find the PayPal link in the description. And if you'd like to invite John Giftah to speak at your event or to get more details, go to the website at www.johngiftah.com. See you on the next episode of The Fuel for the Soul with John Giftah. God bless you.